Hello, friends. So today we have a new startup founders with us, and the name is Pustakwale. So I welcome Ashay and Rutica from Pustakwale to our channel. And today we are going to go through their journey and understand their lessons learned and what challenges they faced. So before going ahead, Ashay and Rutica, can you please quickly introduce yourself to our viewers briefly? Yeah.
Sure. Hello, I'm Rutica Valambe
I'm Ashay Malambe.
and we are Pustakwale.
Yeah. Actually,
Thank you so
Rutika, yeah, I remember one thing just wanted to share. I think about 10 years back, because of your art background, commercial art background, I had taken some lamps and then gifted to people who helped me in my PhD. So I still probably 10 years back, Ashay. I think that was 10, 12 years back.
15.
Yeah, 8 to 10 years back.
8 to 10, 10 years back. So I still remember that. It's a wonderful lamp with Buddha and I think wisdom tree and was good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So just to give a quick background, I'm a COEP pass out 2007, BTech Electrical. Did my MBA from Pune University. Chose IT as the field to work for bread and butter. But extracurricular activities in colleges and theater kept the other side of the brain always working to do something different or for which can create some impact in the society. And those learnings have been applied in Pustakwale.
Great. So I think you were in Infosys, na, Ashay? Yeah. You were in Infosys?
Yeah, so after graduating from COEP, I was in Cognizant for a couple of years, then did my MBA, then joined Infosys, and then into a product-based company. And Rutica is a commercial artist.
I've done my commercial arts, GD arts from Abhinav Kala Mahavidyalaya, Pune.
Oh, great.
And I've worked as a freelancer in commercial arts.
Wonderful. Awesome. So great. So can you tell our viewers about Pustakwale, what the whole idea is and what is your overall journey till date?
Okay. So Pustakwale is a bookstore on wheels.
Okay.
So we put up bookstores in housing societies. So this started after the lockdown was maybe released a bit in the month of July 2020.
Okay.
So in the month of July, we had gone to a friend of ours who stays in Banet. He had a 5-year-old son. So we carried some books with us. We bought some books from here in Kothurud and we gave those books to the child. And the parents were very happy because there were no bookstores in that area.
Oh, okay.
Like there are no bookstores here, and what if we want such vernacular Marathi language books? What do we do? We have to go to the city. There is no parking. There are many issues over there. So then we thought, why not bridge the gap? The publications, the bookstores are feeling that the people are not coming there. The people are feeling that there are no bookstores nearby. So why not bridge the gap? So we packed some books. We packed some books in our suitcases and then a bookstall in his housing society, which is in Baner. That's how Pustakwale started. So the whole idea is we put up the bookstall, we display all the books in Marathi, Hindi, and English languages, and then people in the housing society, along with their family, friends, all 3 generations come together, browse through physical books, buy those books from us, and they are very happy to be.
Yeah. So I think that's a very different experience because even if one gets nowadays options to buy on Amazon and Flipkarts of the world, nothing is comparable with actually physically, taking the book in your hand and then going through it, and so that's a wonderful experience. So yeah, I read a lot of books. Almost one entire room is full of books. So yeah, I think it's a great thing.
See, what happened during the pandemic was all the activities started becoming digital. It was important, but there are certain pleasures which are really physical, and those need to be continued. Like kids' schools started to become online, the entertainment started to become online, kind of a thing. When they saw books in front of them, that actually created a very good connect with human beings because they were able to touch it, smell it, the fonts, the textures, the colors, those were triggering the human emotions within kind of a thing. So I think that connected us a lot. The physical books actually pulled people and connected neighbors together, kind of a thing. That was the medium is what
BDM. Okay. So that's how you started with going to society. So then
Yeah.
how you then what were the next step? Like then you started going through different societies, or but then it must be a difficult thing, isn't it? Like because taking it on wheels, I'm sure it's not that easy. So how you
Yeah.
manage?
So initially, it started more of an exciting weekend activity kind of a thing,
Okay.
because we thought let's do it as a weekend resolution for rest of the year,
Hmm.
and we both decided let's target one society per weekend and we should visit. So we started getting so friends and families who were staying in various housing societies, who were the committee members. They started showing interest. And
Interesting.
one good thing happened during the pandemic, that a lot of different grocery stores, bakery items were started already coming to their doorstep kind of a thing. But
Hmm.
bookstore wasn't coming to. So that's the food for thought or
Ah,
food for mind.
that's a very interesting point. Actually, everybody was coming, but bookstore coming to have
Exactly. So
absolutely.
everyone
That's a
knew
very
the
interesting. Yeah.
importance of books, but it
Hmm.
was slightly at the back foot, I mean, I would say.
Hmm.
So creating a need wasn't the problem out there. Everyone knew the value about books, what better life they can get. It
Yeah.
was just the initial push, or someone had to take that initial step. So we thought, let's do that. And then people started liking it in different parts of the city. So initially we started one exhibition per weekend, then we started one exhibition per Saturday, Sunday. Then it started becoming 2, 4 kind of a thing.
Oh.
And then what happened is our younger cousins who were sitting at home were bored, sitting a long time with parents kind of a thing. So they also joined. A lot of our office colleagues, since we work together, you must be aware, few of our office colleagues who were
Yes.
book readers. And it was such a pleasurable activity and such a positive activity, which was spreading the joy of reading. And there was no financial obligation, to be honest, I think. And
Hmm.
that's the germ of it. We started with a very core and pure intention, and I think that created that positivity, that
Yeah, I think.
it generates some cash flow, but that's not the sole purpose behind it. So
Hmm.
it started growing a lot. And I think Pune is kind of a cultural capital of the state, and whatever and most of the innovations or most of the interesting things which start in Pune, and if you find success in Pune, it's kind of a proven kind of a thing
Yes,
that it
yes,
will work out everywhere. So
absolutely.
Pune girls, incidentally, the day when we started, 1st August 2020, was 100th death anniversary of Lokmanya Tilak. So
Hmm.
it was kind of a blessing, I would say, from
Hmm.
him, of like contributing to the city, because Pune was kind of in the news for bad reasons during pandemic. We had the
Hmm.
maximum
Yeah, absolutely.
cases, lot of issues. So it was kind of for the love of the city, how we can contribute and create
Hmm.
some positivity around it.
Positivity. Yeah.
And then I think people took it to next level.
Okay. So I can see that interesting image in the background. I think that's what a modified truck, something like. I'm sure there must be some story for that. So what is that? It's the
Yeah.
background
So
image.
So initially, we used to rent a truck, a
Uh-huh.
tempo or a jeep for the books. We used to carry the books in crates, and we used to call the truck tempo wala. He used to come and
Okay.
carry the books. So there is a company called Isuzu,
Hmm.
which makes trucks. So this
Yeah.
company, this organization had put up a contest or a competition, which was for people who had started some social organization or some social activity in the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So this was a contest run
Uh-huh.
pan India, and we
Pan
won
India.
this contest.
Okay. Oh, amazing.
We won this contest, and they gave us this truck. So when they got to know that this was for books, they
Uh-huh.
converted truck into a book truck.
Oh, okay. So they gave the initial was in the competition. I think the bear truck was there, but just because of the activity, they converted and then so sort
Yes,
of
they converted
customized.
into a
Yeah,
book.
yeah. I think that's amazing. Yeah. So it was all over India. They had that got the companies. Is it doing that
Yeah, so it was a
competition?
national level competition,
Uh,
and they chose us across 700 entries across India. So they visited during one of the exhibitions. They actually saw the footfall, the impact we have. So the whole idea was,
Hmm.
if you are started any venture and it is creating a social impact, and I think when they
mhm.
saw all the generations coming together, browsing through books, and which was adding value to the society. I
Value
mean,
to the
apart from convenience, it was adding value to the society, and I think.
society.
Uh, so that's how I think we and again, as we say, it's a goodwill of books. I mean, we just ensured that the right content is reaching to people, and then books take care of themselves.
Books take care of themselves. Absolutely. But I think that bridging the gap was very, very important. Actually, that's what. Because I still like that statement. You know, books coming to your house. I think that's a very unique proposition. Yeah, because if
And
you
more
see
than books, it was a book shopping experience. See,
book
books
shopping,
coming
yeah.
to door is kind of something which, if you see this with background image,
Yeah, we'll just
so if
move
you
on.
see,
Yeah.
this is how we actually set up the book truck. So even Amazon delivers books at your doorstep. But what's so special about it? So the whole idea is that when you present those books, it creates kind of a therapy. It creates kind of a positive environment,
Yes,
and
yes.
vibrations are being carried across each other. And I think that was the real connect which happened
Which happened.
with
Important. So
on
what
the
is your
curated list.
yeah, amazing. So what is your current state today? So how many exhibitions you run, and so is it only
Yeah.
in Pune or you're planning to do it outside Pune as well? Like,
So starting in August 2020 till date, we have done almost 750 exhibitions
wow.
across Pune.
Mhm.
Yeah, so now we have 2 trucks. We have almost a team of almost 100 young volunteers. So when we realized that this is growing, there were a few readers in the housing society who used to come and browse through books, and they were voracious readers.
Mhm.
And they said that I would like to join this initiative. We said that okay, just come across this table.
Mhm.
What you have to do is just talk about books, whatever you have learned, kind of a thing. So there is
Yeah.
no sales target, nothing. It's just that you
There
need
is no
to
face target.
be there, arrange the books as we have we understood, because it evolved over a period of time, like
Yeah,
what kind
yeah.
of books will be presented. So if senior citizens are coming, then you should keep the cover pages, not the stack kind of a thing. You need to keep
Mhm.
your books at the end so that parents and toddlers both can see, kind of a thing. So the arrangement kind of evolved over the period of time. So it was a standard SOP which we told volunteers,
Mhm.
and the team grew to almost 100. And now we have maximum students between age group 18 to 22 who are under Earn and Learn program, because
Oh,
they come,
okay.
they talk about books, they set up the exhibitions, and we provide them incentives, kind of a thing.
Incentives. Yeah,
So it
yeah.
is actually a win-win for everyone. So as of date, we
Mhm.
have almost 700 exhibitions done. We haven't
Oh,
restricted it to housing societies, but we have scaled to corporations, corporates, as well as the education institute. So just to name a few, like we were in Infosys last week for entire
Mhm.
week, during their literary week. We have been to Bajaj Alliance. We have to with the manufacturing units such as Bosch and Motherson Sumi in Chakan, kind of a thing. Because at the core, everyone knows the values of books, and I think
Absolutely.
like we have in corporates, we realize like you have a take home salary. Why not you have a take home books, kind of a thing?
It's interesting,
So
interesting.
that's the thing. And we did a POC in Thane last year. We got a tremendous response because again, the the population is growing, the townships are growing exponentially. But if you really see, the bookstores are not growing in that proportion. You will find
Mhm.
out everything. You'll have biryani joints, you'll have a lot of party places, you will have
Mhm.
bakeries, kind of thing. But bookstores are not growing in that proportion, kind of a thing.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
our focus is now maybe Pune, because Pune in itself is a huge
Absolutely.
geography.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we
Thane,
have
Navi
Thane,
Mumbai.
Navi Mumbai.
Thane and
So
Mumbai.
there were a few interesting challenges during this journey, which I
Mhm.
think,
Yeah, I
because
just
that
wanted
was,
to ask that. Yeah, that is, you must have faced lots
What
of challenges and creative ways to handle them.
yeah.
the major challenge was the second lockdown. So as the second lockdown was declared in
Mhm.
April, we were actually sitting idle for 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Nothing was happening because we couldn't put up any bookstall, nothing. We had inventory placed in our home, but couldn't sell any of the books.
Mhm.
So we were also depressed at that point of time. But then a person called from Pune,
Mhm.
Pimpri Chinchwad, and he said that his mother was feeling very lonely and depressed in isolation. So
Mhm.
he wanted some self-help books to be delivered there in
Mhm.
Pimpri Chinchwad. So we arranged for the books and we actually sent the courier in 1 or 2 hours. The
Okay.
person was so happy that his mother was getting out of depression due to the books. So
Oh.
that triggered us. And then what we did was we contacted all the customers. We had the customer base. We had
Mhm.
taken the contact details from them.
Mhm.
So we sent a message everywhere that we can send you the books.
Mhm.
You we we sent them an Excel sheet of the books we had.
Hmm.
Then the people used to select books from there and tell us which books they want.
They
They used
want
to choose, mark, and send us the
status.
screenshots. Then we used to send them those books via Dunzo, Porter, Courier,
Hmm.
Speed Post, anyhow. Till we
Anyhow.
have sent books in Solapur, Pune, anywhere in Pune and everywhere in Pune.
Pune.
So that made us feel good. And
Yeah,
people want books. The goodwill of the books is tremendous.
tremendous. So,
That was really good. And after
right.
the lockdown, after the second lockdown was released,
Hmm.
we had put up a bookstall in a society in Ravet. We had thought that we'll put up a bookstore. We weren't sure people would come down or not. But
Mhm.
again, the response was amazing. People
That's
want
interesting.
books.
People want books. I think this is a very
All we
important
can
thing.
see
Yeah,
is people want books. The
books.
parents are cribbing that the children are not reading,
Hmm.
but this isn't the case.
This is in the
The
case. Yeah.
most of the books that we are selling, I guess 60 to 70% are for
Hmm.
kids.
That's awesome. I think probably, of course, I'm just trying to conclude here that, but probably I think probably they were not able to reach the books. That was a problem. So rather than
Yes, yes.
yeah, I think that's where probably I feel that's where the real challenge is. And
And yes, there are books on Amazon or Flipkart or such many
Mhm.
such portals, but the kids are not okay with that. The kids need to view they need to see the book. They need to open the
Absolutely,
book.
absolutely, absolutely.
They need to have pictures in the book. They can't
Yeah,
see the
yeah.
pictures on the front cover.
Absolutely, absolutely. And not only that, I think why only children, even I don't feel very comfortable just buying from Amazon
Yeah.
or any of that. So once you have a look at the book, browse through it, and then it's a great experience. I think I remember like there was a crossword near to my house. Unfortunately, it got closed. But then that was a good experience. Like just go there, browse through different, and then probably you will end up buying, totally a different book than what you had visualized. That was very, very interesting. So that
Absolutely.
experience was, yeah.
I think jokingly, we generally ask people like, when was the last time you visited to restaurant with your friends and family? They said, okay, last week, as early as last week, or kind of a thing. Maybe when did you visit to a movie theater? They say maybe last month or last couple of months. And when did you visit a bookstore? There is a long pause out there, and it's truth. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
truth, and it was applicable to us as well. Maybe incidentally we were traveling because of work related thing, and that's why we were spending more time on airport, and we were able to see bookstores kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as a family, we really don't remember when we actually visited a
Visited
bookstore
bookstores.
as
Yeah.
leisure kind of a thing. So I
Absolutely.
think that created, so the bridge what we are trying to do is we are trying to complement the online services, the ebooks kind of a thing, because it's an ocean. I mean, you really cannot just say, okay, now this is competing with this. No, it's a complementing kind of a thing. People want to read, people want to listen to stories, and the sample size is growing. So why not give them books at various touch points? So that's the whole idea.
That's it. Yeah, I think amazing, amazing. So, Ashay, Rutika, like how if organizations or individuals, if they want to collaborate, partner with you, or maybe for somehow associate with you, like, so are there what kind of opportunities they may have, like if they want to get associated with Pustakwale? Like, do you feel are there any areas where you're open to? Well, I'm sure a lot of book lovers and organizations
Absolutely.
may be interested. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think there are two ways to look at it. One is uh, setting up a bookstore in your corporation or in the organization itself, because that is the immediate action we would request
Okay.
to do, because that's the core. I mean, let's spread the joy of reading, and let's take books in your company, because then the HRs, then right from the security guard till the CEO of the organization can be a beneficiary of that particular thing, along with the families who are not actually visiting companies. So that is the first thing which all the enterprises or the corporates can do. Secondly, what we realize that we are reaching out to people, since we are reaching out to multiple housing societies, educate. We are having the touch point or the ground feedback or the connect with all the residents across all age groups. So we have seen that there are certain organizations who are ready to kind of support this initiative, kind of a thing, and it becomes a win-win, because like we have got blessings of Bank of Maharashtra kind of a thing. They really appreciated our initiative, and then they said, okay, we will support you in this festive season, because there is a cost associated with the entire initiative kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
as we say that it is a social enterprise. So yeah, I mean, making it self-sustainable and scalable is the real focus, along with the curation of the books. But that for that
Absolutely.
we need some kind of support, not purely in terms of financial, but certain support which can take books, the core intention, to the wider audience, kind of a thing. Or maybe there are certain organizations who want to donate books to different villages, or maybe different schools. The whole problem is which books to purchase, what is the age group they should need to focus on. So Pustakwale also provides that kind of feedback, where you can decide what is your budget, you can decide what is the age group or the language you want to prefer. We will give you a bucket of books kind of a thing, a playlist of books. The companies or the corporates can choose it, and then they can either procure from us or they can procure. The whole idea is that what is the good content or the curated list that should reach to people or the kids, or even for the old age homes for that matter. So
that's interesting.
So just to sum it up, maybe by doing exhibitions in your society, in your company, that is the most low hanging fruit, is what we would say. Collaborating with us, supporting with us, since we have the wider reach, maybe you can introduce your own products and services through us, so that it's a win-win for both the organizations. Like there is a new offer which is coming up and you want more people to see it, kind of a thing. Like if it's a fintech or a banking institution, financial awareness is very important these days. And people, we have seen that there is a direct correlation. When the Sensex touched 50K after the pandemic, suddenly there was a demand for books such as Warren Buffett's books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Anil Lamba. So you could see correlate what is happening in the market as well. So people want the right guidance out there. So if there are certain financial institutions who want to create the financial awareness, they can collaborate with us, and we can promote certain the social friendly education which they kind of a thing, like we see that because that's the way ahead. Similarly, it could be in terms of healthcare, if you want to educate senior citizens, kind of a thing, something related to digital. So we are making inroads and connecting with the people. Any good service which is going to impact social or society in a positive way, we could be the vehicle, so that it becomes a win-win for them. And the third thing, as I said, you have to donate some books to different schools or villages, but you don't know which books from where to procure, kind of a thing. We can help you in curating that particular list.
Like amazing. Just one more thing just came in my mind probably. So what about, like, can some education institutes like schools can collaborate with you? Because I think that volunteer experience is very, very important. It's like university of life where they can get a feel of interacting with the real customers, and probably, so are you also open for that kind of thing? Or maybe if any, because I remember in our school there used to be various activities to give that selling experience, interacting with that. So I think this is very, very important. So probably, maybe, I don't know whether it's applicable here, but just checking, will that
right now we are
help
focusing on colleges. Now we are focusing. So last week we did an exhibition in Indira School of Management. So we are also reaching out to the professors and librarians, saying that okay, you can assign some credits to students for doing this activity, because they have to do some extracurricular activity. And it's not just selling the books, because what we have realized at Pustakwale, even if it's an offline store, there is a lot of technology backend which is being developed. We need computer engineer who can code or schedule, do some analytics over that. We need calling team to set up the exhibition. So there is a communication, like the BBAs or the event managers can do that. And then there are the book lovers who want to talk to people, talk about books, kind of a thing. So anyone between 18 to 22 age group who are studying in college, maybe first year, second year, third year, it can become a kind of a passing on the baton from one batch to other batch. I have spent 10 hours in a week or 10 hours in a month for doing a Pustakwale activity. And I think similar volunteering activities also applicable in corporates and organizations, where they allow a couple of days for doing some volunteering activity. Since we are mobile, we have different geographies where we do the exhibitions. People can actually come and join our exhibition, talk about books, do the volunteering if it's in their area or in their locality, kind of a thing.
Got it. So I think by looking at the number of exhibitions and the number of, I think, instances where you are putting in, I'm sure you must have leveraged a lot of technology into this, being from technology background and all. So can you just quickly tell our viewers, like, how you leverage different technology to the actual use here in the whole enterprise or your idea? Yeah.
Absolutely. So as I said, like the first thing was to do it hands-on yourself.
Hmm.
So we both did the hands-on thing. So
Yeah.
we could know how the entire process works, where are the bottlenecks, where are the leakages, kind of a thing. And
Hmm.
once we were kind of confident that okay, this is a self-sustainable model, let's do it process dependent rather than a person dependent kind of a thing. So that we can focus more on curating the books, reading more books, or staying to the core.
Hmm.
So once that was done, we kind of divided the back end and the front end. So when the front end is so since I also had we both had some theatrical experience, we
Hmm.
treated it as theatrical shows. Like you have uh, two shows this weekend, two shows next weekend, kind of a thing. So
Hmm.
what you need is the back end. How is the ticket selling happening? What are the time slots with
Time
geography,
slots.
kind of a thing, and the performers on stage, right?
Hmm.
So we kind of the analogy I'm giving you
Yeah.
for maybe understanding purpose, like you
Hmm.
have backstage on stage and the backend team, kind of a
Backend
thing,
team.
who does all the
Hmm.
scheduling and planning. So I think initially we were doing incremental exhibitions one after the other, but
Hmm.
after 1 year when we look back, we realized that we have a database of almost 400 housing societies,
Hmm.
and that was the summer vacation which was just starting. So when we thought okay, we need to do 2 exhibitions every day, but from where to start? So
Hmm.
then what we did was we went back to our entire list. Okay, how many? So which societies are in which area? So we divided Pune into 5 zones, which
Okay.
is east, west, north, south, and central, kind of a thing.
Hmm.
How many societies are in each zone? Then what are the variables, like how many flats are there in the society? What is the approximate radius? But that manual work was kind of time consuming. We knew that there
Hmm.
is a problem which we can solve. So we had a couple of our volunteers working in PI, studying in PICT. We gave them
Hmm.
a project.
Hmm.
Similarly, we approached to a location intelligence company called Dista, where
Hmm.
we told them that this is the list, these are the variables, these are the priorities or the weightages. Now run a code which will give me from day 1 to day 90 which 4 exhibition societies we can do on a single day, considering
Okay.
the distance between them, kind of a thing. So that was the first stepping point. We did the scheduling. The
Hmm.
second was then the calling part of it. For that, we signed up with Zoho CRM. So we knew that
Hmm.
the list of the society, who is the committee member, who is the manager, what are the calling details. So we had a calling team within our volunteers who then started calling, saying that okay, 3rd May we want to visit your society. Please tell us yes or no. So the
Hmm.
decision making became very to the point. I mean, otherwise, you know that generally housing societies, the decision making is very long. Okay, we'll check in next AGM, we
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
check in, and when they go to the AGM, the pointers are completely different.
Mhm.
uh, Having a book exhibition
Yeah.
maybe come at the last
Absolutely.
month.
Absolutely.
So once the scheduling was done, then we came down to the inventory part, because now we
Hmm.
knew that okay, we can do 100 exhibition in next 2 months,
Hmm.
but we have got confirmation only from 50. So let's do inventory backwards. So since we had earned the goodwill, most of the publishers are based out in Pune, kind of thing. We reached out to them saying that okay, this is our plan. We need to pile up books, but we cannot pile up too much because we operate very lean. The two
Hmm.
trucks which we have, so we in fact added one more truck last year.
Okay.
And so we have 2 trucks, and that is our warehouse. We are not going to add
Warehouse.
any additional inventory.
Okay.
So for
Hmm.
that, we had a application called Billbook app.
Hmm.
So where you have the entire inventory, CRM, real-time invoicing, which is point of sales, kind of a thing.
Hmm.
So for each inventory, we went back to our last 1 year of data to see which were the most sold books, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Which are the books which are must to have or good to have, kind of a thing. It's a
Hmm.
playlist like we kind of created. So just to give an analogy, like you are traveling for 3 hours,
Hmm.
what you know is your time is fixed 3 hours. You want to have a song playlist. So I
Hmm.
would like Kishore Kumar, Mohammad Rafi, A.R. Rahman, Beatles, Bhimsen Joshi as well. But
Hmm.
you may not have one song for each artist. You may have
Yeah.
Kishore Kumar's 10 songs, Bhimsen Joshi's 5 songs.
Yeah.
Again, it may depend based on the timing when you are traveling,
Yes.
kind
Yes.
of a thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we did the same thing about the books. So we created a playlist of books according to age group, kind of a thing, and
Hmm.
then we put a low stock summary triggers, kind of a thing. So we
Okay.
took care of scheduling and planning first. then was the calling part from Zoho, and then
Hmm.
was the inventory part of it.
Hmm.
And then then the actual, the stage or the play started coming when we actually started doing it up,
Doing
kind
it.
of a thing. So since the backend was strong, we
Hmm.
knew exactly where the truck is going, when it is going, and then based on the response, whether to visit monthly, quarterly in that housing society again, kind of a
Yes.
thing. So with that, we are doing a yearly planning and yearly schedule, and we
Schedule.
know exactly what kind of books people want right now.
Hmm.
But let's say if particular housing society has read more books of Sudhamurti last time, maybe this time they may need Ruskin Bond or
Hmm.
Roald Dahl books. So we can take more different collection this time, kind of. And people are appreciating that you
Appreciating
are
that. Yeah.
giving them according to their taste and elevating them. You are not just
Relevant.
selling which are the best selling in the market right now. You are selling which is really good and important from them. So a
Absolutely.
strong backend, technology backend has really helped.
Help.
Also, we realized that application, most of the people ask us why you are not creating a mobile app. So the
Hmm.
real estate app on mobile is very cluttered right now, very
Hmm.
saturated. But the most frequently used is WhatsApp. So what we have done
Hmm.
is we are building a WhatsApp chatbot,
Oh,
because
okay.
we
Yeah.
realize that a lot of queries which you are getting are query based, saying that
Hmm.
my son's birthday is there next week. I want to give return gift as books. That's a very
Hmm.
noble thought. So what is the age group? 9 years. Okay. Then
Hmm.
we give them a list for them. Or my mother is getting retired next week. She wants to give books as the retirement gift to her colleagues, kind of a thing. So with WhatsApp chatbot, it's very easy for people to connect, and
Hmm.
people across any age group can connect. So we can say then uh, age group 9, English, Marathi, what are the interest, fiction, non-fiction,
Hmm.
and then you can provide the list, and then they can take it forward, kind of a thing.
Amazing, amazing. I think this is a big lesson for any new entrepreneur. Like when you are starting with an idea, start with absolutely the core part of it, and then build as the thing progress. Because many times what happens is people focus on technology first, and then think about the real problem later, and then then there is a disappointment. But I think this is a classic case where I think one of my friend used to say, I think one should start business with just WhatsApp and Excel and run it successfully for 1 year. And if you are successful, then only start building technology around it. So I think almost you have almost done same thing. And now like Dista is amazing actually. Location intelligence and planning, CRM. I think lots of real technology inputs have gone into that. I think it's a great learning lesson for any new company or new entrepreneur who wants to start with their entrepreneurship journey. So great. Uh, lastly, I just wanted to have a quick advice from you for our new entrepreneurs or somebody who's planning to start business. So maybe you can share a couple of minutes your advice to them. Like,
Basic advice would be, as you said, start from the core. Do the groundwork. The more the field work and more the groundwork you are doing, you know what the problems are and how to address them.
address them,
And never lose the customer connect.
connect. I think that is very important. Customer connect is very important. That. And knowing
And to
really,
add,
uh,
yeah,
yeah,
just to
yeah,
add
okay.
is sometimes we tend in the era of data and information, we tend to overthink and overanalyze a lot of things. So if you
Hmm.
believe in an idea, just do it first. And if you think that there is a potential, keep doing it.
Keep
So
doing it.
people just do it and then they try and see, okay, whether it is working. But if you really feel to the core that there is a potential, keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
But after a few months, depending on your nature of work or the business
Hmm.
model or the product or service, also take have a look at your risk appetite after a few months,
Hmm.
because then sometimes false optimism can can be a boomerang for
Boomerang.
most of the bootstrapped customers, kind of a
Yes,
thing.
that is true.
So because just to give a classic example, if anyone would have asked us to, or even we would have done the analysis whether we want to start a bookstore,
Hmm.
we would have got all the negative indicators. No, people, 90% of the people are going digital, bookstores are closing, people are watching OTT, kind of a thing. So we wouldn't have entered this particular field. Since we believed in the core, we started doing it. When we started getting the response, we knew the potential, and then we took it more operationally rather than
Operationally.
conceptually. So I think that's, don't overthink or overanalyze if you believe in something.
Believe in
And as Rutika said very aptly, don't lose the customer connect. I
customer.
think being on the field and understanding the consumer behavior firsthand is the key.
Is the key. Yeah. And I think in person or human connect is also probably that must have made a lot of difference here, because getting that feedback is very, very important. So just by app and site, you may not really get the pulse of the customer. Great, great.
See,
So
we are talking a lot of numbers. We are talking about stories, and those are creating numbers. I think that is more important.
That is, I think, that's very, very, very important. Great, great. So I think it's an awesome journey, and thank you very much for sharing your journey with our viewers. And I'm sure there are lots of lessons to be learned. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, then how they can get in touch with you, like just to connect with you, like your website.
Yes, we have our website. We have also put our numbers on the website, our phone numbers on the website. You can also email us at pustakwale@gmail.com.
Awesome. So again, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for inviting us as well.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much. So hope we'll meet again, and then I'm sure at that time you will be in multiple cities and applying more technology and different things. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks.